Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's almost 2019 and I decided to film this video that lists 10 steps that you can take to be successful in life and to live a stress-free life, because life is way too short to spend your time worrying about stuff that don't matter. So here are mine. If you're interested and see if perhaps you can apply this to your life and see if it works for you, keep watching. So number one, learn to say no. If somebody asks you to do a favor for them and you cannot do it, say no. It does not make you a bad person. It simply means you cannot do that particular favor for them at that time. If you have an alternative, something else that they can do to help them, you can suggest it to them, or you can refer them to someone else because you can't do it. But just learn to say no for yourself. I have learned to say no, and yes, sometimes you just cannot do what people want you to do. Number two is super duper important, and that is learn to cut unnecessary people out of your life. I've been doing this for a while now. Look, people, generally speaking, are good people, okay? They're amazing, they have good qualities. Everybody have good qualities and bad qualities. However, you do not need everyone in your life. There are bound to be people that come into your life that you don't need, and they can turn out to be a drain on you, either mentally or emotionally or financially or physically or socially. They just, one way or another, they might end up being a drain, or you feel more stressed out when you're with them or right after you leave their company than without. And you find that you don't miss them when they're not around, just because you don't miss the stress that they bring with, perhaps they're people that make you feel guilty about something, for not doing something, and they're always pointing out stuff that you should have done but you didn't do, as it relates to them. It's always about what they can get from you or what you can do for them. It's never about what they can do for you. They never really offer any advice. They don't contribute anything of value to your life. They don't add value to your life, and they're just there. And it gets to a point where you realize that you really don't need these people in your life. It is okay to cut them off. Don't cut them off in a rude way or in a disrespectful way. Just, quietly remove them from your life, because the point here is to bring out the best in yourself by removing anything that you think will not bring out the best in you, so that you can focus on the right things that will lead you to success. So that's the whole point of this. And you can bring out the best in yourself if you're being rude and disrespectful to people. So even if you have to cut someone out of your life, you can still do it in a respectful way. So there's so many ways of going about removing people from your life, but the point is, if you realize that someone is not adding any value to your life, cut them off. Number three, make your own decisions. I have learned to make my own decisions. I learned a long time ago, if there's something that, say, I want to do, even if nobody around me is doing it, I will go ahead and get started. So basically, being independent, even if you're surrounded by friends and family, don't get into this habit of being so codependent with other people that you cannot make your own decisions. So be comfortable making your own decisions. If something's the right thing to do and you're sure that it's the right thing you do, just go ahead and say, yes, I'm going to do it, and make sure that you follow through with it. So yeah, if you cannot make your own decisions about things like I don't know, like starting school, starting a business, just whatever it is that you want to do, if you have a hard time deciding for yourself, and you always wait for somebody else to tell you what to do, whether it's your best friend or your closest relative, then how can you conduct your own life? You know, how can you lead your own life to success if you cannot make your own decisions? So you have to learn to make your own decisions. So in 2019, you have to tell yourself if something's the right thing to do, and I'm sure, and I've done my research, and I know that it's the right thing to do, I am going to decide for myself to do it, even if I don't get the go ahead or the green light from other people. So learn to make your own decisions. What was that? Number 3 leads into number 4, which is don't be afraid to strike out on your own. If you plan on starting a project and you don't know anybody that has done the project before, and you don't, that probably means that you don't have anybody to talk to regarding that project. Don't be afraid to strike out on your own. The internet is there, it is free. You can use it to do your own research and educate yourself on, you know, whatever it is that you want to do. This is a very scary thing, actually. It's very tough to do, but if you set your heart on it, you will accomplish it. There's a lot of people that have dreams and goals, but they never get started on it because they don't know anybody that has done it before. And it's possible that your dreams are so big that you don't know anyone really ever that has ever attempted it before, or you don't know anybody that has tried it and succeeded, and so that kind of holds you back, and you keep yourself from going forward with your plans. And I don't let that hold me back. If I'm going to do something and no one else around me has done it before, that does not stop me from accomplishing it. All you have to do, which is what I do, is I do a whole lot of research and try to answer as many questions about the thing as possible and see if it is feasible. If it's something that I can imagine, then it's something that I can put down on paper. If I can put it down on paper and I can research it and answer all the questions, and I think that I can meet everything that thing requires, then most likely I can accomplish it. And that's the way I go about it, and that's what I advise other people to do as well. So don't be afraid to strike out on your own. If it's a path that no one in your family has taken before, don't let that stop you. Just go ahead and, you know, do your research and go for it. Number 5, lose the fear of missing out. If your friends are having fun, or you know, you think there's something that you should be doing, but it does not directly lead to your success, and if anything, it becomes a hindrance. Let's say it costs money, or it's going to cost you a lot of time to do it, and it takes you away from meeting your goals, or, you know, your whatever success that you're trying to achieve. If it takes you out of that path, you need to let it go. Lose the fear of missing out. Okay, it's sometimes this stuff are not that serious. So what if you haven't been to a particular club or a restaurant, or you haven't been to a city just because there's a carnival or whatever it is? Don't let the fear of missing out force you to do things that you otherwise would not do. Plan your time, use it wisely. If you want to do something fun, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, just as long as you're not cutting into productive time, you know, time that you should use to do something more productive. If you're so limited in time, let's say you work and you go to school and you have another like personal project that you're working on, and it comes a time when you have to either go someplace fun with your friends or do something productive that will lead you to success. Don't let the fear of missing out force you to go and waste your time having fun when you could be doing something productive. Next is number 6, and that is go ghost when you need to, and don't feel bad about it. Look, when you have a lot on your plate, sometimes you just have to disappear. Because as long as people see you around, they will continue to need your help and need you with things. So I have learned that sometimes I have to disappear. I have to ghost myself. I don't ghost them. In other words, if they text me and say, hey, where have you been? We haven't seen you in a while. I don't ignore their text. I will text them back, but I'll text them back very briefly and tell them, oh, I'm just very busy right now. How are you doing? How's everything? I hope there's no problem. If there's a problem and that's why they're reaching out to me, I would try to solve the problem the best that I can as quickly as possible, and then go back to what I'm doing. So that's how I ghost myself. Okay, so I don't ghost them just because I'm busy, because the people in your life are very important, and you don't want to just ghost people that are important to you, right? So I ghost myself by isolating myself from going out all the time and doing fun things all the time that will cut into my productive time, and just, you know, take some time to myself to do my own research and get some things done, check off things off of my to-do list that will allow me to reach success. Because if you're out here having fun all the time whenever your friends need you, or you're just out helping people and being everybody's Santa Claus 12 months a year, you will not be able to accomplish the things that you have set up for yourself. So ghost yourself when you need to. Don't apologize. Explain yourself. Tell them, this is why I've not been around. I've been extremely busy, but there's no need to apologize, because you're not doing anything wrong. You're just taking time for yourself to do the right thing. And people that are in your life that really care about you will understand, because everybody needs to ghost themselves, you know, at some point. So they will understand, especially if they're busy as well. They will definitely understand. Number 7. Spend less on others. Spend less time on others. Spend less money on others. Just spend less. People that are wealthy, believe it or not, are not wealthy because they give away their money a lot. They're wealthy because they hold on to their money. People that have time to do the things that they enjoy, people that are able to take a vacation, to travel and see the world, they're able to do that because they don't spend all of their time on others. They reserve some of their time for themselves. And that goes against a lot of the things that we're taught, because a lot of people say the more you spend on others, the more you will be blessed with money. And okay, so I know that a lot of people believe that, but the fact of the matter is, it comes down to basic math. If you have $2, okay, $2, you give me your $2, you will have $0 left. If you have $2 and you give me $1, you have $1 left. If you have $2, you give me $0, you will have $2 left. The less you give to people on a constant basis, the more you get to have to spend on yourself. I'm not saying don't help people, because there's definitely blessings that come with helping people, because when you help people, you develop relationships that can help you in the long run. But if you're constantly giving away all of your time and all of your money, you will not have enough to accomplish the things that you need to accomplish, especially if you have other responsibilities that are dependent on you. So for instance, you have maybe kids or someone that's disabled that's dependent on you, but you're out here giving your money to friends and loaning friends that never pay back, or you're giving money away to relatives that are not your dependents. The more that you give to those people, the less that you have to spend on the people that actually depend on you for, you know, your time and money and for resources. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't help people. I'm saying just watch how much that you spend on people. Time and money, those are two very important things. Time, because once you lose it, you never get it back, so it's extremely important. And money, because it's resource, and resource is always important. Resource can help you get more resource. So yes, the less you spend on others, the better. Just watch how much you spend on others. Save some for yourself. Put them into your project. if you have excess, reinvest some of that resource, time, money, whatever it is, into your own project, and you will reach success. All right, I believe I'm on number 8 now. I don't know, I'm not sure, but I think it's number 8. Number 8 is kind of the same as number 7. Be selfish the right way. So you have to learn to be selfish. Don't be Mr. or Mrs. Santa Claus 24/7. Most people do not actually appreciate the effort that you put into them, especially if it's non-monetary. Yeah, they don't appreciate it. If you're not giving them money or giving them gifts, like tangible gifts, they don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate your care. They don't appreciate your advice. They never take it. They don't appreciate your concern. They don't even appreciate your availability for them to just come to you and talk to you. People don't appreciate things. So you have to be selfish. If you notice that there is someone in your life that just does not appreciate your existence in their life, your presence in their life, you have to pull away a little bit and just focus more on yourself and other people that do appreciate and, you know, reciprocate. Okay, because you have to put yourself in a positive and healthy mental state in order for you to reach success. All of these personal projects that you have going on and research that you have to do, and you have to study. If you're in school, you have to get a promotion at work by being good at your job. You cannot accomplish those things if you're getting all this negative energy from someone who's draining you, but they're not appreciating you. So you have to learn to be selfish and learn when to begin to limit the resources that you give to other people. Number 9 is one of my favorite because this is so me. Number 9 is be stubborn. You have to learn to be stubborn. If you come up with a plan and you begin working on it and you're not seeing progress, you need to be stubborn and stick to it. You can find other ways around it. You can do more research to figure out how to solve the problem or to overcome the obstacle that you're facing at the time. But I would advise that you be extremely stubborn and stick to your plan. If you've done research and you're sure that you're on the right path, stick to it. Don't give up too soon. So you have to be thick-headed or strong-headed and just keep pushing through. It takes time. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of everything from you to make certain things come true, especially in this increasingly competitive world that we live in, where no matter what you do, there's someone that can do it faster, or there's someone that can put out more products. If you're starting a business, the business probably already exists, but you still have to do it and be successful at it, because there is more than one restaurant in the world, there's more than one school, there's more than one church in the city where you live in, so there's more than one post office. You know, there's more than one business of any kind that you can think of. So just because someone else has started something doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, and that should not discourage you. It's just going to be harder, but you just have to be stubborn and stick to it and find ways to make it better, improve on it, and you will achieve success. So number 10, and my favorite, is do not ruin your relationships. Good, healthy, positive relationships are so hard to find. I'm not talking about romantic relationships. I'm just talking about relationships in general. Relationships that promote you, encourage you, inspire you, and relationships that you actually learn from and bring out the best in you. Those are very, very, very hard to find. So if you have a friend or a family member or anybody that you know, a mentor that you think inspires you, or someone that you learn from, you need to hold on to that like you're holding on to dear life, because these are the types of people that will pull you out of your deepest mind space. And sometimes they don't even realize that that's what they're doing. Just by being themselves and like offering you advice or you offering them advice, they can pull you out of, you know, a very like discouraging situation. Maybe you're about to give up on a project or something. They can pull you out of that, or you can pull them out of that. So if you have a positive relationship, hold on to it like it's your lifeline, because relationships are extremely important. Most people that have achieved success they have healthy relationships with some people. They're able to develop connections, maybe professional relationships or personal relationships that have allowed them to grow and learn a lot and have opened doors for them. So that's what relationships do. They open doors. They can open the door to your mind, they can open the door to your career, or they can open the door to a different sort of business that you didn't even realize that you can succeed in. So yeah, hold on to good relationships. Don't let them go. They're extremely important. So these are my 10 ways of achieving success that I will be sticking to in 2019 and moving forward. And I will advise you, if there's any one of these that you think are important but you don't do them yet, add them, incorporate them into your life, and I'm sure they will work wonders for you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.